Okay, so now for part two of the walk cycle animation. Um, you can see that I have now finished adding the black outlines around the leg just to give it a little bit stronger contrast. You can see it walking away there. It almost looks like if he had one standing leg standing straight, he'd be like on a skateboard or something. Should be kind of a fun animation to do if you wanted to try something like that. Um, but I'm now going to do the back leg. So I'm going to create a new layer and call it back leg. And the important thing is the back leg, as it is on the other side of this egg's body, must be behind the body layer. So I'm just going to drop it down. So you have front leg on top, humpty body in the middle, and back leg behind. Now, the nice thing is that we've pretty much already drawn our full walk cycle once, and we're just going to be replicating that a second time. I have changed my layer opacity down to about 20% just so that I can more easily see this leg as I'm drawing it because it is behind those other parts of my animation. And so if I was up at 100% opacity, it would just be more difficult to see what I was doing and make sure it was accurate. So same thing as before. The neat thing is that my number 1 frame will now actually replicate the number 4 frame for right here, because at this point in the walk cycle where the heel is touching and the toes are up is also the toe push-off um, frame for this leg right here. So I'm trying to remember exactly how it looked. I think it looked like this. Let me just reference back. Okay, down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I actually like this slightly better. I might go back and change that one. So toe push off, moving into, and you'll notice that I'm not duplicating frames anymore. I'm just actually clicking on the next frame because I've already made my 6 frames. And I don't need to do any erasing because I'm now actually on a blank layer because I'm not having to duplicate the body. So go down, across, and now this is, ooh, I think that has to be one farther like that. Okay, and now this is the knee is beginning to move forward and the thigh. We've had the toe push off, the leg is moving forward. The leg is now at the point where the knee is at the farthest point forward, and where leg is moving forward here. This one, the toes kind of look shorter. It looks okay once we fill it in with the black outline. It's going to look a little bit weird right there, but that is fine. That's just kind of how it is. Might be better like that. Okay, go down one more, replicating once again, just drawing over my previous one, and now we're replicating the original forward toes up thing. Notice that this now corresponds to the toe push off right there that we did in frame number 1. So they all have basically a matching partner. Down, 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 2 downs, and then foot planted. And then finally foot all the way underneath. And now I'll do the same thing I did with the other one, which is come back around with the blacks and just fill in my outlines here. There we go. I'm just using my arrow keys when I'm moving between these frames. Just by pressing the up and down arrows moves between the frames of animation. I find that's a really nice quick way to cycle through, and I also use it all the time just to kind of preview my animation frame by frame to make sure that it's all reading properly. Making sure you can kind of see how the transitions between frames go is really important because it does give you that sense of, does my animation work? Okay, it's coming along quickly now because I'm just really filling things in. There's not a lot of thinking about angles and drawing at this point. This is all just filling in the blanks. There we go. And one last one, and this is it. Now the only thing that's left to do is to add some pants, because he's not just wearing leggings and no pants. So we are going to want to do that on its own layer, just so that we can have it overlay over the top and be nice and clean. So these are all looking good. I'm going to add one last layer. Call this one pants. This isn't actually the whole pant. It's actually just the part that goes over his waist, like right here. So I'm just going to draw a line across. And this is a cool technique I'm going to show you guys, and I really like it. So I'm going to draw it in here. So generally speaking, this is how his pants look. Looks pretty good to me. Now, you'll notice I accidentally drew it on frame number 5. No problem. One of the advantages of adding a new element to your design on its own layer is that we can use the clone tool. The clone tool is really useful and basically duplicates whatever's on your current layer to all the other frames on that layer. So if I hit this little sheep, clone current layer to all frames once, bam, there we go, we've got his pants. And notice that I made his pants the wrong color. They should be slightly darker red. No problem. Go in, fill it in here, hit that sheep again. Now it is all the way over, and we can even add in a little highlight if we wanted to, just on the front here, like that. If we wanted to, and then I can hit that again, and bang. Now
Your
I've
mic
got
is muted.
a nice tutorial here. So that takes care of it for this tutorial.